You know that person in the group who barely speaks, the one who listens more than they talk, who thinks 10 times before saying one word. Yeah, they're not rude, they're not shy all the time, and they definitely don't hate you. They're just wired differently. And today, we're diving deep into the psychology of people who stay quiet most of the time. The one society calls too serious, but science calls highly sophisticated. First things first, staying quiet doesn't mean you have nothing to say. It usually means you have too much to say, and you're filtering it. Psychologists call this high internal processing. While extroverts think out loud, quiet people think inside first. Every word is weighed. Every response is edited before it leaves their mouth. And neuroscience backs this up. Studies using fMRI show that quiet individuals have higher activity in the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for planning, self-control, and deep thinking. Their brain literally works harder before they speak. It's not hesitation, it's precision. But here's where it gets interesting. Quiet people often have richer inner worlds. They're constantly observing, analyzing, connecting dots that others miss. A 2020 study found that people who speak less score significantly higher on measures of empathy and emotional intelligence. Why? Because they listen more. Real listening, not waiting for their turn to talk. Society, though, doesn't always get it. We live in a world that rewards loudness. The influencers, the talkers, the ones who dominate every conversation. Being quiet gets labeled as awkward, boring, or even weak. But science says the opposite. Quiet people tend to make better decisions because they're less impulsive. They're more reliable friends because they don't waste words. When they speak, they mean it. Now, there's a darker side too. Some people stay quiet because of past trauma, social anxiety, or fear of being misunderstood. For them, silence isn't a choice. It's protection. It's a shield. So it's important to ask yourself, do I stay quiet because it feels natural and powerful? Or because speaking up feels too risky? Because there's a big difference between peaceful silence and painful silence. But for those who naturally prefer quiet, it's not a flaw, it's a strength. These are the people who notice when you're off, even when you haven't said anything. They remember details you mentioned months ago. They give advice that actually changes your life because they've thought about it deeply. Psychologists also found that quiet people often score higher on creativity and introspection. Their mind is never bored in silence. It's busy building entire worlds inside. So if you're someone who speaks only when it adds value, who feels drained after too much small talk, who would rather observe than perform, you're not broken. You're not socially inept. You're just built for depth over noise. Your silence isn't empty. It's full of insight. Hit subscribe if you're one of these quiet ones and you're tired of being told to speak up more. And tell me in the comments, do you stay quiet by choice or because the world just talks too much? If you want the kind of psychology most people never hear about themselves, the next video is going to hit even harder. Click it. You'll finally understand why. You've always felt a little different.